Well, I'm cutting my volume down on my phone, so we shouldn't have feedback, should we?
No, but you might have to have your volume up on your phone. Hold on. You're talking. Talk.
How about all right, I'm turning it back down. All right, how about now? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
On YouTube?
Yes, I can.
All right.
All right.
So the volume is just for my hearing on my phone.
Okay.
That's all that is.
All right. So
That's
we're on
all
YouTube.
that's about.
So let's see what's going on YouTube. This would be awesome. All right. Let's get off of that. Go over here.
All right.
Yeah, we'll go there.
Hey, we got one watcher.
Okay. Well, let's go.
Probably me.
Scotchy Bourbon Boys. There it is. Hit the live. There we are. And then
CC6484 says YouTube audio is good and cheers.
All right. Yeah, that's the watcher. the watcher is. Hold on, I gotta turn that down. Hold on. This is the one I have to turn
cheers,
down.
Cheers, everybody.
Yep.
Hope everybody's having a good night.
All right. Hopefully that works.
Be kind of interesting tonight.
Yeah. Now let me turn this one up and make sure there's volume. All right. I'm just letting that go.
Hope everybody's having a good night.
I gotta just.
All right. Hopefully that works. Kind of interesting tonight.
Yeah. This should.
Let me turn this one up and make sure. Oh, let me turn my phone sideways.
All right. So it's all good now. I can hear you. We're ready to go. We've got all the microphones working. Everybody can hear us. All right.
Oh my God.
No, so hey.
I have to turn my phone back.
Walker, what? I can monitor you can't turn your phone back because you have to stay on YouTube. But I can monitor.
Yeah, but I was trying to turn it sideways.
Once I
started it with it upright.
You have to do it upright because that's how we are on YouTube. Okay. So that's good.
Gotcha.
So can you monitor the YouTube with are you seeing the comments, and I'll monitor the comments on
yeah, I can monitor
Facebook. I'm not making my samples in time. I'm just joining the crowd. Okay, 2 for 10. All right, I got an invite, but didn't get my samples in time, so I'm just trying. All right, cheers, Walker. I feel like I win the lottery when I find 1792 foolproof. Yeah, we all think that, right? So, anyways,
Absolutely.
That's going good. We are about to start this podcast. We are doing Van Winkle 12-year and William LaRue Weller antique collection, and you can see
Lot B.
So you should put those in front of you got to let everybody know on YouTube. Look at your YouTube. You want to put those bottles up right in front of you because you're like close in. Nope. I'm looking at. Can you see?
I gotta move this camera back.
Yeah, you try. Third try. Okay. Awesome. Right, so now you could. There you go. It's working. Yep, that's working really good. Now you can see that bottle of Van Winkle. All right, so let's everything seems to be working really well. Let's get this start recording. You'll hear there'll be a brief moment for us, and then we'll play the theme song and get this dumpster fire going. Here we go.
Dumpster fire. All right. How about that? Now we're cooking with Crisco. Yes, yes, we are.
All right. Welcome back to another podcast of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys.
Yes.
It is Tuesday, November 12th. It's 8:30, and we are getting running and getting going. And Super Nash is in the house tonight. We're doing a podcast tonight. We're live on YouTube. It's our first ever share podcast. I don't even know how to set this up, but this is amazing. I don't have to. I can get me in a little bit closer. You in. We got everything there. We got it going for both Facebook. We got it going for the podcast. We got everything. Remember www.scotchybourbonboys.com for everything else.
T-shirts,
Glencairns. You got Super Nash in the t-shirts. You got the Scotchy Bourbon Boys t-shirts. Get yours. Contact me either through the website or contact me direct. Also, the bourbon balls are going to be going real soon. And with that, remember Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and X. We're hitting all of them right now. If you find us, follow us, but we're also available in groups. I mean, we are here in Canton, Ohio, but we travel all around Kentucky. Love to see y'all. Want to see y'all on the road. We want to see you come up here for our Christmas party. Our Christmas party is December 27th, Friday, December 27th. Gervasi Stillhouse, which is part of the Gervasi Vineyards and huge, complex winery.
Yeah, beautiful,
they've got 2 restaurants. They got a spa. They've got a cellar now. They got a barrel cellar. They've got everything. So, and a rick house.
And a distillery.
Yeah, this distillery. I've been talking with Shade, their master distiller. So
and they got an outdoor cigar lounge. Outdoor cigar lounge.
Yep, everything there. So come on up, visit us and then there's places to stay all around Canton at this time of the year. Very, very nice places. We are set up because we're the Football Hall of Fame to have many, many different places to stay. But you can even stay. I believe Stacy and Sarah and Shannon are all coming up and staying on the premises. They're going to have an absolute blast.
Yes,
and so that should be awesome. And then remember, we're on Apple, iHeart, and also Spotify, but all the major podcast formats. But just remember, like, listen, subscribe, comment, and leave good feedback. It all means something to us.
Help us build it up.
And so things have been going good, but I really love the sharing thing tonight on YouTube. I got to figure out how I did it. I mean, I had no idea. I was like, how did I set that up? What's different? No, it must have been a software update. Nope. Then, so you got Caravaggio saying hi to you tonight, Santa Isabel.
Yeah.
You know, he's on all the time. He's like, Super Nash. Come on, everyone. I know.
Caravaggio.
Yep, so Caravaggio. Super Nash, I'm flying to South Dakota to pheasant hunt. That's Greg's pheasant hunting for a few days. There you go. That sounds like awesome.
That is awesome.
Perfect weather.
Yes.
Perfect weather. Plus, you know, the South Dakota, I believe the South Dakota governor today also took a position. It's been a wild day. I mean, there's a lot of people, things are happening.
Positions being appointed in the government. You know, it's going to be a wild ride.
Yep. And then Shauna, Shauna's watching. Matt's wife, Shauna's watching tonight. I really appreciate it, Shauna. I look forward to you guys. I hope to God that you both are able to make the Christmas party. I really do. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And so, you know, it's so exciting. A lot of things are happening with the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. You know, and a lot of things you got to do, and a lot of things coming up. So I'm looking forward to it. Actually, I'm going to be going to a Packer game with El Presidente and Double OK. Really looking forward to that. Roxy's going to be coming to that. We have that set up, not this coming weekend, but the next weekend.
Walker says just a little feedback on YouTube. And cheers to Mesa folks.
Excellent. And then we've got a little reverb on YouTube. I don't. That's probably because something's happening. We'll work between that.
Yeah, we'll have to figure that out a little bit later.
No, it's picking it up off of. I have to have it recording, so I've got a speaker over here. So you're going to pick up a little bit of reverb. That's okay. I think I wasn't expecting this double. I was not expecting the double thing. That's for sure. Anyways,
the double T.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting the Facebook face-to-face sharing. That was like we did that on the fly. So technology is coming. Now, one of the things you'll notice that lately, I don't have big microphones all over the place. So yesterday, me and Super Nash did a test for Veterans Day to make sure the microphones were working. And the microphones work fantastic. I've got a new system. It's a cordless system. I listen to it. When I listen to it in my headphones, I'm not going to be wearing the headphones anymore because that was always to make sure that the microphones weren't disconnected. These are cordless microphones. So I can see right in front of me if the light's going, and I heard them. They should all be working fine. Uh-oh.
What?
That's a lie. It does not seem to be recording. Oh, there we go. There's my lie. Oh, great. Let's see what's going on. I'll try it.
We crashed Facebook already.
I must have done something over there.
Hey, we're still going on YouTube.
I can hear it coming in. Oh, come on. Oh, no.
Earth to Facebook. Tiny to Facebook.
Oh, what did I do? Here we go. Oh, that's okay. Come on in. Let's see. Yeah.
Looks like you're rolling pretty good to me.
No, it's not actually recording.
We're on.
We're on the other stuff. I'm turning these microphones. I'm gonna try this maybe. Let's try this. I mean, I had it all working. It actually started out and never. I'm trying to come on. Let's see.
Too much double teaming.
All right, let's see if that was it. I might have pulled it out with. There. Yes.
Back again.
Yeah, I would have, if I was wearing the headphones, I would have known it had stopped recording.
Before you told that lie.
I'm such a weirdo, but we are recording again. It didn't lose anything. So I'll just do a do-over, guys, just real quick. Welcome. It was right after the theme song. So it's like, welcome to the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. We got Super Nash here tonight. I'm going to do this quick. www.scotchybourbonboys.com for all things Scotchy Bourbon Boys. Super Nash is wearing the t-shirt. I got the Glencairn. And also we got Bourbon Balls on the way. Contact me if you want. We're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and X. All the major podcast formats, including Apple, iHeart, and Spotify. Just remember, like, listen, subscribe, comment.
And Deezer. Don't forget Deezer.
That means everything.
We're still out there on
podcast,
Deezer.
we are doing Super Nash. Welcome here. We are doing some Buffalo Trace high and very sought after products. Van Winkle 12
Special Reserve
year
Lot B.
And then we are doing William
LaRue Weller.
Well, if you look at mine,
part of the Buffalo Antique Collection.
So Super Nash knows what I like.
Yep.
And this came to me last year in my own bottle. and he's got this little bottle, and he gives it to me, and he's like, "I need to tell you what's in there. I know." So this is old. Let's see, what does it say? Oh, Old Glory, Jeffrey, top shelf quality, aged to perfection, whatever proof. It says 100 proof, but it just says scan the QR code smartphone to visit the name. But he basically put my name on a bottle
On the label.
and then he poured William LaRue Weller in it because he's awesome. So I figure because it's the holidays, I better drink this up. I better drink this one up and get this going because it makes no sense to like have him bring me up another pour or something because that's what Super Nash does. So tonight we are going to be doing we're going to be talking about these two. We're going to be talking about the antique collection for Buffalo Trace.
Just to give everybody a little quick rundown on this, this is a 2018 William LaRue Weller. It's 125.7 proof, and this bottle actually came from the UK because I won it back in 2019 when I was in the UK auction before they banned it during COVID. When COVID came along, they banned all shipments and auctions to the US. And so that's why I hadn't been able to get back into that auction. But used to be able to pick these bottles up real cheap. And by real cheap, we're talking, well, not quite MSRP, but maybe $100 or $200 more than MSRP, which is significantly lower than secondary market, which this bottle goes for somewhere around $1,600 to $1,800 on secondary right now.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about that. Those, like in the state of Ohio, we have lotteries for it. So one whiskey, he's on from time to time. He basically won the lottery this year for the batch of Van Winkle 12-year special reserve, right? And then he also won, as far as an antique, George T. Stagg. Now, the antique collection consists of Thomas Handy, Eagle Rare, George T. Stagg, and William LaRue Weller. Now, the Thomas Handy is...
And the Sazerac, and that's Eagle Rare 17-year, and the Sazerac Rye 18-year.
Okay, but those are even one step further up. They're not part of they're
part of the antique collection. Yep.
Whereas the 17-year has a special bottle with the little top on, and it's the regular collection is the MSRP, if I'm not mistaken, for these are like, what was it? Did you say 189 for the antique collection? Something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
On the William LaRue Weller, I believe it's like 229.
Okay, so it's gone up. It could be. I'm not sure, but I know ER17. You're thinking double eagle, very rare, tiny.
Yeah.
It's just great having Walker tell me how wrong I am because I suck at it. He, a couple of weeks ago, grabbed a William LaRue Weller Whiskey Doc. What'd you pay? Whiskey Doc. That's nice to know. John Jemmy, thanks for having us. I recommend making your own alcohol with your own copper mousse still we're manufactured. Yeah, that's great. We love it when people make their stuff. As long as, John, you just put that one up, that's great. If you start hitting all my people, that was nothing. But spammers go away. That's what he said. Well, I mean, Jonathan, if he's putting that up, that's fine. One time, it's okay. Spam is when he hits everybody. So hopefully he doesn't hit everybody on the thing. And then I'll have to block him. But, so getting back to the actual
antique collection.
Now, I do know the 12-year-old if I'm not mistaken, is like $149.99.
Yeah, it's went up.
Because I think when you get into the 15-year-old, that's $199, and then it goes up from there on the 20 and the 23.
Yeah, and
as you keep going on the family reserves.
The old Rip Van Winkle is like $119.99, $149.99 for the 12-year. What'd you say that for the 15 years, like what, $199?
Okay, so last year, I'm not going off of this year's prices, but last year I think the 10-year old Rip Van Winkle was $99.99, but it probably went up. Everything goes up. We all know this.
Yeah.
Now, I want to quick talk about this because right here in the Michael Jackson's Whiskey, the Definitive World Guide edition, I've got some stuff that I can read off of this about what they do with these collections, and it's really kind of cool. I shouldn't put it there, but let's do it like that. There is, I had it right there. Okay. Each autumn, Buffalo Trace also produces the much anticipated Antique Weller collection. It includes William LaRue Weller, Sazerac Rye, Eagle Rare, and George T. Stagg, all aged 17 years or older. The antique collection bottlings are selected from a small batch of around 27 barrels each, enough to make 300 cases of whiskey. So there you go. That's why they're so sought after. They're smaller batches. Yep. I mean, and it's Buffalo Trace. But then the Buffalo Trace Van Winkle collection also acts as a distributor partner for the Van Winkle family's sophisticated range of aged whiskeys. Van Winkle bourbons are truly small batch. Only about 3 or 4 barrels are used per bottling. The first Van Winkle family reserve was introduced in 1984. It was designed to be an after-dinner sipping whiskey. Bottlings include well-aged bourbons and some stunning straight ryes, but they are in limited supply. So, I wanted to get into that, a little bit. I think from when I originally bought this in 2019, I think probably those bottlings are a little bit more. They're doing bigger barrel batches. Would you agree there, Super Nash, or would you disagree?
I think they're doing a little bit bigger than that now, just because of production and just demand, for it. They gotta be, So I would be safe to say that they are.
So John said Van Winkle 13-year rye and Pappy 15 in Chicagoland have been going for about $2.15 approximately in local store raffles. Have you been lucky on that one, John? Because I wish I was lucky on my ultimate bottle right now. At one point last year, my ultimate bottle that was eluding me was E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof. I was able to get an E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof, but right now, I would say, and yours too, Super Nash, is to land a 15-year family reserve is what
and that's coming. I'm getting closer and closer to that.
I tried. I mean, I collected at one point. We had enough of the trading value that I helped you amass, and then it went away.
Yeah, it quickly, because it's like, man, it's like they mass produced the Weller Special Reserve. And I was like, holy shit, by the time I got the case, I got it down here, and then I took it to my guy, and he's like, well, I just got a ton of it, so I don't need it anymore. And so it's like I've got that case, well, minus 2, because I sold 2 at MSRP to my little brother here just last week. So,
and you should. All right. Yeah. So what are you pouring? You're pouring the Van Winkle first?
Absolutely.
All right.
In my Pappy Glencairn that my wife gave me about 2 years ago.
I am pouring mine. Actually, Scotchy Bourbon Boys.
I kind of confiscated it. It's actually her Glencairn, because this is her favorite pour out of all the 740 something bottles I got up there. Come holiday time, or if she just needs to have a good pour, this Van Winkle Special Reserve 12 year is absolutely the best thing that she likes to drink or sip on, and which isn't very often.
So
And
John,
it's a Christmas tradition for her to always have on Christmas Eve. She always has a pour of this. So you know I always got to keep some on hand, and which I got a backup bottle in there.
Oh my God, it smells so good.
Cherries. I get cherries off of this all day long.
I get a cherry caramel, like a caramel cherry sundae. But John, so Jamie asked if we got our bourbon executive certification. Yes, me and Super Nash a couple years ago. We actually, like 4 years ago, did the bourbon certification, the bourbon steward certification at Wilderness Trail with Macaulay and Pat Heist. And then we got our executive bourbon stewards 2 years ago after the week of Kentucky Bourbon Festival of
in
2022. And right after, actually, it was 2022, wasn't it?
Yes. 2022, yeah.
Yeah. And right after that, we had a pour of Pappy 15. And that takes me into the next segment of what we're doing, because John Ritt says his mom won a 15-year Pappy 2 years ago, and it became his Christmas present. So it's that was a win-win.
Yeah.
But how you get Van Winkle and Pappy, you see a lot of it. This year, one of the coolest pours I saw was a Family Reserve 15 pour from 2009. I was at where was I? I was at the House of Commons after Bourbon on the Banks, and Chris there, who we had met, and he's from the Dayton area. He had been sharing so many pours with everybody, but his last pour before he left was a pour of the 2009 Pappy Van Winkle Family Reserve 15 year. And I could smell it. I was standing next to him and I could just smell that caramel coming off there. That was so.
Oh, wow. That just sounds so delicious.
So tonight's really kind of special for the podcast, in my opinion, because think about it. Let's see, we got Thomas Anders on there. He's come on, and while I try to get some sleep, he says she was just going to listen while I try to get some sleep. Yeah, we can. He's got deer hunting, but he's gonna. That's the first people where he's telling us he basically uses us to go to sleep. How exciting is that?
Hey, but good luck deer hunting.
But out of all the stuff that anybody, as far as marketing and Buffalo Trace, there's so much on the market these days. But the one thing the Van Winkle, Julian Van Winkle, has been able to do is basically keep his brand, which was a Stitzel Weller brand, up until Stitzel Weller closed. Then they procured the stock when Buffalo Trace contracted with them to start distilling for them. Now this 12-year would be something that Buffalo Trace distilled, and it's the same thing. They had very specific specifications, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then
also specifications on where they aged this stuff too.
Right, and they get to pick. If I'm not mistaken, from what I hear, they get to pick their pick of the Weller barrels as they go, and I would say what they really have is, now there's a Weller 12, and this is a Van Winkle 12.
Wow.
But the Family Reserve into the 15, that's what all the Weller that goes longer keeps going and going. Now I know that the Centennial, what was that this year? Was that a Weller? That was a Weller.
Yeah, that was a
Centennial. And that one was like 20 or 24, 2002, 2001 distilled bourbon. And it was, haven't had a chance to try that, but I'm hoping at one point, we know somebody who actually has the bottle.
Yes.
We could go up there and have a Christmas light show with it. It was giant, light up box. It was amazing. But anyways, this 12 and the 15 are so good. But let's just talk about the bottle of the 12 that I have up on my shelf, my empty bottle. That bottle you obtained when me and Young Nose came down for that first Kentucky Bourbon Festival of 2020. I think it wasn't in the 2020 that was canceled, but we went to the house anyways.
Yeah.
Isn't that how
we
it went?
did.
That's why we're getting reverb, because my sound is still up right here. And I'm going to put it down. Yeah. There we go. Didn't knock out any sound now. But I think that's what it was. And we shared that. We opened that bottle as friends and had the pours of that night. And then you basically took it home. And if I'm not mistaken at the time, Sherry drank a little bit out of it. And then you brought probably a third of the bottle up to me for me to have at the Christmas party.
Yep.
So I was very excited about that. I coveted that for a while, but now this pour has been here for a bit, right? And I've been waiting for this podcast. So tonight is an excellent podcast.
I know.
We don't always do this,
that
but
long.
Mr. Savia says hi.
Knowing how good it is.
But we're drinking the high-end stuff tonight, right?
That's right. Cheers, Mr. Severish.
Yep. And then let's see. I mean, the nose on this is what I want to smell when I smell.
Oh my God.
This is like, okay, we're not barrel bashing it, but it's a pour with a but up.
Yeah.
And,
it is so good.
I can't wait to taste
it. I've already been sipping on mine, and it's like a cherry cordial.
This is a special night for it, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Maybe it's this one. Is it this one that's up? I guess. No, I just don't know why. I can hear it somewhere. All right, here we go.
Wow. Had you even opened that bottle at all and even sipped out of it or anything?
Which one?
That 12 years since you've had it.
This one?
Yeah.
No.
I was just wondering if it.
Look, I poured a full pour and I still have more. Oh, my God.
That is so good.
It's like a maraschino cherry kind of thing with creaminess and caramel. That's crazy.
It's like the cherry cream in a chocolate covered cherry. You know that little cream that's around the cherry, between the cherry and the chocolate.
Yeah. But it's like 10 times better than that. Like it's like the most exquisite version of that, like the best cream.
Oh yeah.
Like in the movie Amadeus, when he talks about the chocolates that he gives Amadeus's wife, the nipple or whatever, and she's like, it's like that kind of candy, the stuff that they made for the king.
A little bit of chocolate, just a slight little bit of oak.
Normally, I would speak to, oh my God, look what it does in the glass. It just makes the most fantastic.
Beautiful legs.
It's like coats in this really
look at those legs.
And what's the proof on it?
And the proof on this is it's only 90.4 proof.
No, 90.4 proof. The body on this is unfreaking believable. Yeah. It is, the body's it drinks like a barrel strength. I mean, it fills up your cheeks. It goes everywhere.
Yeah, it covers all sides of your tongue.
This Pappy Van Winkle really delivers. And you like this one because it's obtainable to some extent for us.
Yeah.
You've obtained bottles before. You're always working.
Yeah.
It's not like the elusive 15-year. But the 15 years is the one that I'm going after.
I can fairly regularly get the old Rip 10 and this.
Yeah, but old Rip 10, there's some Weller that does, you're getting back into the Weller level of just a regular Weller.
Yeah.
Now, the reason why I wanted to do the William LaRue Weller, which is a 17-year,
Yep.
going up against the 12, there's a reason why I want to do that, because this is the difference between, what did they say, a 5 to 7 barrel batch to make the Pappy Van Winkles, and then, yes,
That's right, Walker.
yeah, Joey DeGargio, he likes a McClellan's 12 sherry oak cask. We like
Oh yeah.
McClellan's 12, and I'm sure that I haven't had the sherry oak cask, but I believe me and CT, the Dalmore that we had with the sherry oak cask was fantastic.
Yeah. And it
So
was a
Scotch
12
and
year.
those sherry oak casks are great. I
Yes.
love Middle West, the Middle West Oloroso casks finish. Those are fantastic. Ryan down there, we should be going to see them pretty soon, so that's kind of cool. And looking, tonight's podcast,
We need to
pretty excited
go back by Starlight too. It's been a while since we've been there.
for you.
Yeah, for
They
me.
just so you know, they just released that whole thing. That's going to be about, you really should think about coming up Saturday. There's so much Penelope. They just released all the Starlight ones. They've got the token.
I've seen that.
I already told Rachel that when it comes to that pick, I was on it, and I was excited about that. There's a couple that we picked that's missing, and I don't know. I was talking to CT. I was asking Ann tonight. She was with Wendy from Penelope, so she's going to check on it. But I want to know which one, because I was looking forward to it, and it's not there yet. So, anybody that's listening on YouTube or Facebook, Ohio has this thing called Single Barrel Saturday. And the first one, I spent my night in the truck, and I'm going to spend a night in the truck. I did for the second one. This year's the third one. And it's just what I do. It's it's fun. The people are out there. You get a little bit of sleep. You go, and then they announce some special bottles in the morning, plus all the single barrels that they're releasing. And they had there's a Four Roses single barrel. I mean, there's a bunch of single barrels that are out for Frey
Well,
Ranch.
last year it was like Weller Foolproof, Weller 12 year, and all, because you were like calling me. It's like, what do I get? What do I get?
Yeah, that's because of my wife's Christmas present.
Mm-hmm.
You had already obtained the 12 year. So I wanted to know what I needed to buy, because I didn't want two of them. I wanted one. Now, what's crazy is I have not opened either one. I've got open bottles of Foolproof all over the place. So
Yeah.
I'm with you on Friday night for a single barrel
That's
Saturday.
something like, man, it's like these past 2 years, Weller Foolproof barrel picks have been all over the place, like down here.
Yeah, but what's awesome, and when you get those barrel picks, but you also have Weller Foolproof, I was able to get the actual last year, the actual not barrel pick for the state, but the actual foolproof blend. Which, once again, if you got a Pappy barrel pick opposed to this blend, the blend's where it's at for these people. You know what I mean? These are the ones where those barrel blends that they're picking to make these batches, they basically make each barrel better. When you do a barrel pick, it's a little different. So let's see. Lapperleg 10 or 16 single malt is really good. It's my best friend's favorite. That's what Joey says. But I will tell you, Joey, that you got to be getting into some bourbon, man. Especially this Van Winkle 12 year kills any. It pretty much kills any Scotch. But Scotch is that smoky kind of barbecue, and this is dessert. And it is a sipping, like they said, it was made as dessert sipping whiskeys.
Yeah.
And this is spectacular, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Yeah, they hit the nail on the head when they designed this to be a after dinner dessert whiskey. I guess that's probably why my wife likes it so much.
Yeah,
I do too.
I gotta look real quick and make sure that we didn't lock up on Facebook.
Yeah, she kind of looked at me because I had the bottle sitting out here, and she walked over. She was standing there. What's that Pappy 12 you're setting out there for? So yeah, I was gonna ask you. You don't mind us sipping on it tonight on the podcast? You're kind of funny. Like what? You want to drink my Pappy 12? My Van Winkle 12? Not Pappy 12.
Yeah, but your Van Winkle 12, but it's still
Yeah,
we
we'll be getting
refer to
called
it as
out
Pappy
left and
12.
yeah, we'll be getting called out left and right. We start calling it Pappy. That's not Pappy.
Very delicious pour.
Yes.
There's aspect of this that is just so good. If you have a chance to get it, I would absolutely
Absolutely.
get it.
If you got to get a chance to get it, at MSRP or slightly above MSRP.
I mean, I honestly for this, I would pay for the 12. I would pay up around 300 would be my cutoff for me.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. I know that when we first were getting into this, and if only you were jumping at those auctions back then. It was going for $600-700 for the family reserve 15, and you were just kind of like hemming and hawing. And then when we decided we were going to actually do it, you weren't going to pay over $1,000 for the bottles, and that's where it had gone to. But just think if we would have jumped on it back then, but little did we know, right?
Yeah, exactly. But
90 proof of.
I did obtain a lot of E.H. Taylors. I mean, all the way back to 2012, especially through that UK auction.
Yep.
And those bottles, I've got stashed away. And they're worth 2 and 3 times, and some of them even 4 times. Some of those barrel proofs that I got put back where I bought like batch 2 and 3 and 4.
Yep.
Where I paid like $200 on the auction. They're worth over $1,200-1,400 for like batch 3 right now.
It's like collecting baseball cards.
But that's something. Probably wind up getting passed down to my son because I don't sell whiskey. I open it up and drink it with friends and family.
Well, I got to come over more often so we can cut that collection down a little bit.
Anything on the shelves out here, we'll open up and drink.
What was that out here? I was thinking more like I want to be digging in your closet.
In the bunker.
And who's the only one you're gonna let dig? Hey, if Tiny comes to Super Nash's house, whose closet? Who's the only one that you'll dig in the closet for?
You.
Exactly.
You.
Anyways,
we'll go to the closet anytime.
So this is.
Wait a minute, everybody.
Wow, that's a good one. So Joey says he likes Maker's Mark Weller small batch 1462 or 1792, and then one with the good Eagle's head in the as the cork. Forgot the name. The Eagle's head as a cork. When you're talking about that one, that is double Eagle rare. That's pretty good. And then Knob Creek he likes, so good. No, isn't bad. I like actually Old Tub. If you're talking about, I'll go to that even. But tonight we are talking. This 12 Van Winkle is fantastic. I saved a little bit for Roxy. So thank you for that wonderful pour.
Did she save you any Maker's Mark cellar aged?
We couldn't find the bottle. We can't find the sample bottle. I'm just kidding, Walker.
Walker, I saw it. He found it the other night.
I did not find the cellar age. I did not find the cellar age the other night. I found the 15-year that he left me of the Russell's Reserve.
Did y'all ever get any of those Maker's Mark DNA Project bottles up there?
Are you talking about the Heart Project?
No,
I got the 2024 Heart bottle.
No, the DNA.
I did not.
Okay.
So now we're going to go to, you should finish that up, that 12, because we are going to head over to this William LaRue Weller. This is part of that antique collection.
Knows that glass once since you finished it.
I watered it out.
Oh, you watered it out.
Yeah, because I wanted to clear it for my Jeffrey.
And you didn't have a fresh Glencairn, a fresh, clean Scotchy Bourbon Boys Glencairn like this one right here. If anybody would like to purchase one,
yeah, talk to me, CT or Super Nash. You saw that we honored Walter into the Crystal Glencairn Club, right?
No, I did not.
Yes, when I went down, I gave him his Crystal Glencairn live at Whiskey Thief Festival 2 weekends ago.
I missed that.
He was honored. He sent me a picture, and he was pouring pours into it. Oh my God! I don't know if See, I really want to tell the difference between. I really wanted to do a Pappy, then the William LaRue Weller, because the first time I ever had William LaRue Weller was at Gervasi. Mike Lefferton had gotten a bottle, and he brought it in, and I did a live tasting reel of it and a short, and I cried. I seriously cried. I cried. Also, the Russell's 13 I was able to taste there. And, it's funny because as a whiskey connoisseur or a whiskey podcaster, a pour in some cases is all I need. I don't need a whole bottle because, honestly, it's really hard to drink. I mean, don't you find that you get into,
oh my God,
like your mind locks up? My mind locks up when I come down to what I'm going to drink on a Friday night. I just want one pour. I can't choose. I'm like, do I want Russell's 13, 15, Michter's 10, Michter's Old Granddad 16?
That is,
and that's,
Oh, I know. It's. I get to stand in front of these shelves sometimes.
Yeah, and I just don't know what to pull the trigger.
Yeah, it gets confusing, really. And especially like on a Friday or a Saturday night, and after it's been a great week.
So on this,
I'm blessed to have such great pours back here, but it's not always about the top shelf because I'm down here looking at. You can see. Well, if I could put the camera down there, but you can see. I mean, the lower shelf bottles down there are equally, just as low. I mean, because I hit those from time to time too, because I like something different, a different taste, a different flavor, a different mash bill, It's not all about, top shelf bourbon, the allocated stuff, the hard to get stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally know.
It's about flavor and experience.
So much to choose from, and I'm like, what? I mean, the Maker's Mark. I do try and bring up a couple bottles to, like, in my bedroom, so that after, like, whatever, if I want another pour after the podcast, I don't have to come back down and check whatever. It's just right there. Right now, I think I got a Maker's Mark caramel macchiato. And then I've got also a Russell's Reserve barrel pick that I actually like. That came from Camp Nelson, a Russell's Reserve. Not the 13 or the Rick House Reserve or all that stuff. It's actually
I wish I could make
Nelson barrel pick of just Russell's
that camera just like focus right in on the legs of this. It's just so thick. And it takes forever.
So let's talk about the proof of this. and the agelessness. You've got the stats on this. I don't. You've got them right there on the bottle.
Yeah, it's
You've
a
got those
2018, so it's six years old since it was bottled. It's 125.7 proof.
So,
Hey,
2000.
the best
Think
thing
about
that
that.
I like.
Think about it.
Can you read what says it says right there on the top of that?
No, I can't. Oh wait, there it is. Uncut, unfiltered.
Uncut, unfiltered. That's
so
another
and think about it. It's a 2018, and it's at least 17 years old. So this was distilled at the turn of the century. We're in 2024. This was something that was distilled in 2001. It's so funny because when it turned, thought I was old at 36 when we just keep getting further and further away from the turn of the century. You know what I mean? And we keep going round on this merry-go-round around the sun, and having a really good time. This is another win-win podcast for me. When I'm thinking about what's happened my wife. We just had an employee that was sick, that was really, really good, that did a lot of cleanup and stuff. He just came back to work. Podcast is doing super on YouTube and Facebook. We appreciate all the viewership that we're getting.
Yes, we do.
And
we appreciate each and every one of your viewers out there.
We're going to tens of thousands of viewers.
We couldn't do this without y'all.
Tens of thousands of viewers each week.
Yeah.
And now the audio podcast isn't doing the greatest, but why listen to the podcast when you can watch it? And we're kind of exciting. Tonight I gotta think, I mean, honestly, I gotta figure out this YouTube thing. I think we can do, I did not know I could screen share. No, I don't, this is for 2 people. So when we go to 3 and 4, I don't know if you can do that with 3 and 4, but I'm really happy I can do it with 2. So that's great. I could really pan out mine, and I could put whoever was on there on the screen on my half, and then you could be on one, so we could really work this out. So that's really exciting. I did this completely by accident, folks. Then you're talking about, not gonna lie, very happy where the direction of what happened. I know I respect anybody who was on the other aspect. There's one way or another, we're all gonna live, and you don't expect, but overall, a lot of stress has come off me. But my wife, becoming a midwife, and then tonight, this podcast tonight, it's so exciting. Just think about this. I just tonight had 2 pours. I'm about to drink William LaRue Weller and 12-year Pappy Van Winkle on one podcast. So what's up?
I turn my volume down on my phone, right? Every now and then, I mean, this happened like the 3rd time just now. This volume of you speaking or me speaking pops through on this thing. I was like, where the hell is that coming from? And
I'm at the same way. I can hear it up there, just whatever. It's all the way down. But it's
mine's all the way down too. But every now and then it just pops through a little bit, just like it did with you talking. But
John Ritz says we're coming out of the closet. Not out of the closet. Just it's just, well, all you gotta do is look at me. I'm not coming out of the closet. I mean,
hey, John,
good old boys.
We were going into the closet.
All I could say for the future is I just want everything to work out. I hope it works out. I hope it works out for every single person. And you know what? If somehow it doesn't, I will be the first to admit that, but I seriously don't think it's gonna not.
Wow.
So anyways, but I've been wrong before. And I love everybody. Pours cross over all boundaries of human beings. It doesn't matter what your opinion is. It doesn't matter what your ethnicity is. It doesn't matter what your religion is. And it doesn't matter what the color of your skin is. Because bourbon basically is people who love and appreciate.
Oh, I
people
thought
who
through
make it.
the whole presidential race, if I could just go up to Washington and sit down in a room and open a bottle of like William LaRue Weller with Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, President Trump, and a few others.
President Trump's not going to sip. You got to leave him out. He's one of those. They call it something, totales, or they're ones that don't. They don't actually participate in drinking
you did
of
let me
alcohol.
finish.
So
I would teach them all the Kentucky Chew, and we'd all be sipping on this bottle of William LaRue Weller, and we'd work some shit out. Work some stuff out.
That caramel, that is a candy, a hard candy Werther's. Jesus God! What's the proof of this William LaRue Weller?
I told 125.7. To me, it's like cinnamon brown sugar toast.
I'm getting that candy, sucking the butterscotch or the caramel candy of that hard candy. So I would say the weak point of
Have you ever made cinnamon toast with brown sugar? Cinnamon, brown sugar, butter, and toast?
I'm not getting that.
I mean, oh my gosh. And caramel, lots of caramel.
I'm just getting caramel barrel proof heaven.
Yeah.
So I would say
you can definitely.
If there's a difference, so this is 17 years, it's barrel strength, amazing. But for 90 proof, everything's good except the one thing on the 12 year that's not there, that's not exceptional, is the finish on the 12 year is short. The finish on this William LaRue Weller is not short. And I think honestly, Nash,
full bodied.
Nash, whatever it takes to get another bottle, I'll pay half. Honestly, I really think this is the best. If someone's going to ask me, now this is 2018. I don't know what this year is, but if someone's going to ask me what the best bourbon I've ever tasted, I think this William LaRue Weller is right there with the best bourbon I've ever tasted. Yeah, I agree. It has everything that I love about Booker's, the heat and everything, but yet it's everything I love about
so much more caramel.
Everything I love about Weller, and then dude, that finish, it's deep. Oh my God! You know what this tastes like? When you take the caramel sauce out of the jar and you're putting it on the ice cream, but then you lick the spoon. Jesus God. That pure, like, did they add sugar to this? Is there sugar added?
I swear this is it's like a caramel apple on the finish. Caramel and that tart apple. I get a tart apple.
I'll give you a little bit of tart.
Sip it again and just let it roll across the back of your tongue. You'll get that tartness of a crisp granny apple.
So Joey says he did Canadian Mist a couple years ago, and he loves to hit the bottom shelf. There's good shit on the bottom shelf. There's no doubt about it.
No doubt
if you really want a good stuff, I mean, if it's there,
we can sit here and talk all day long.
Ancient Age is the bottom shelf that everybody should get. Yeah. Benchmark, those benchmark top shelf, $16. I mean, we're talking about some of
$16, $17, $18.
When it comes to bottom shelf, you can stick with Buffalo Trace. There's no doubt about it.
Benchmark foolproof. Oh my gosh, for $19.
Okay, so Walker in total Walker thing.
Teetotaler.
Trump is a teetotaler. Walker, you rule. I was like,
You
when I was
do.
doing the research on people, I was like, what's this teetotaler? And he's like, he actually spelled it out for me. Walker, I swear to God, I'm going to make you the Tiny's official assistant on all podcasts. Cinnamon Toast Crunch Barrel Proof. That's what John. So speaking of that, did you happen to catch CT's newest
Apple
Jacks
Yeah.
with caramel crown, salted caramel crown,
salted caramel
Apple
crown.
Jacks?
Yeah.
It's
And they
like,
all liked it.
oh, and all I could say to that, it's like I think his name is Brick.
Mhm.
He basically liked it, and I'm
He
like,
said he could have it for breakfast every morning.
I'm like, dude, yeah,
Mhm.
you could have it for breakfast every day. And then I got barf emoji,
Barf emoji.
crap emoji. That's some shit there, CT. But anyways, we love his cereal mixed with whiskey. I mean, who in God's name even thinks of it? Plus, he convinces Rachel and his wife.
Yeah.
Come on and do it. And then Rachel's like, well, it's, they're all rating it as the best thing they had so far. And Rachel's like, well, maybe it ain't five. She could tell she wasn't really into it. Apple Jacks and
salted caramel crown. Wow.
anyways, yeah, speaking of something really good that I had this weekend, I took my granddaughter over to this place called Smoosh. Isaac Bruce. It's over at the Hall of Fame, and Isaac Bruce, who's a Hall of Famer, owns the franchise. So we went in, we're the only ones there. I had a macadamia nut cookie. I had salted caramel truffle ice cream with another macadamia nut cookie, and then I had golden grams. No, cinnamon toast crunch. I put cinnamon toast crunch on the outside of it.
That
It was
is so bad.
delicious. I was thinking what bourbon would pair with this, because I was thinking maybe that's what we should do when you come. We'll go over to Smoosh with different bourbons, and we'll just order cookie sandwiches and drink bourbon with cookie sandwiches right there. I mean, this is fantastic. This even has a long finish. What's it? I haven't had a sip in I don't know if I'm sharing this. This is my Well, maybe I got to share a little bit with her because of Walker. I have to make her share that 2023 Maker's Cellar Aged, which I'm looking forward to seeing you again, Walker, soon, because I'm looking for the rest of that bottle.
Joe, you're right. Yeah, adding a drop or two of water does open up that bourbon or whiskey a little bit, and adds more flavor to it. Yeah. Now, with that sip right there, it was like a butterscotch bomb. It was like,
I'm telling you, I'll say it. I taste that butterscotch, but what I'm tasting is as if you took Smucker's butterscotch sundae topping, stick your spoon in it, and then you just eat it right out of the. I'm not even drinking any water with that last pour. Yeah, screw it. I didn't have this. Jeffrey's bottle's going back up on the shelf empty. I gotta have some more of that. That's
absolutely. That's what it's for. Enjoy it because
and hoard it. It's for hoarding and not sharing with your wife.
They'll make more, and I'll buy more.
That's what we always do, right?
That's right.
And everybody, we are looking at November 12th. We are getting within a month and we're 6 weeks away from Christmas. And that Christmas party is going to be great, but I always look forward to Super Nash coming up because he outdoes himself all the time. Now, I have to admit, for the man who has everything right now, I'm trying to figure out what I'm getting you for Christmas, and I got 6 weeks to do it. I mean, I've done pretty good, I think, overall. I mean, the one paint, and when I got you that painting, You know, I think at one point you thought I was like full of shit, right?
But you knew that I would get it, and I got it for you, and it got signed.
Yep.
I signed it, Freddie and Fred signed it. So fantastic. If you get it signed by Mila Kunis before I do, but we should just work on that together. So we need to invoke her to sign this.
Yes.
The two of us, we need to get it signed at the same time. So we need to start Mila Kunis, please sign Tiny and Super Nass's
Jim Beam
Booker's
Booker's, yeah.
I mean, I love that painting. There's no doubt. I love my bar painting. I gotta get back into it right now.
I say here, I look at it each time we podcast because it's right there. I picked the perfect place for it to go right there, and I mean it fits perfect right there where it's at. I love this wallpaper that my wife put up for me here. I started trying to hang those curtains, you know, the shower curtains up. She's like, that looks tacky.
No, I love that. I mean, right now,
she's like, let me take care of that.
So, what did you do to light the background? I really like the background lit up right now. You got the front lighting in the back. You look good. You don't got too much. You know, I don't see the top light, but I mean, maybe a little bright, but not too bright. But at the same time, I'll look at you a little brighter if I can see that barrel. That looks like you're in a barrel room. I like look back there, and that's just a shower curtain wall covering of the window, correct?
It's an actual shower curtain.
Yeah, but it covers the window, or is it just right? That's
it's a big double window.
I love it. I love your shelving and everything and the way it looks. Tonight on YouTube, now that we did this really cool podcast kind of thing, and we can do the sharing.
I can dim this front light, and I will for the Thursday night podcast. It's got like 3 levels, and I'll try it on level 2.
Yeah, when I do mine,
because I've been watching, it kind of looks like I got a shiny forehead and all that. So
yeah, it's just a little bit. If you dim it down one, it probably. But you could tell with mine. I know the level I want. The front. I've got the.
I'm not such a production specialist as you.
Hey, remember?
That's why I'm flying up in December. I'll catch up on some tips.
I mean, honestly, I have 4 levels of lighting. I've got a real backlight, a medium light, and then I've got a ring light up front. And when I actually light up I mean, what changes things is this. Watch this. If I stick Whiskey Thief there, all of a sudden I'm a little bit dark. But I back that off, all of a sudden you can see the lighting. So it depends on what you're putting in the podcast and everything all the time to pick it up. But you want to be able to pick up that label. You see, I've got the ring light.
I get it. So you're saying I need to put more whiskey in front of me.
Yeah, because it'll darken you down a little bit. It'll absorb the light. The camera will. Whoop.
Yep.
So what do you think of that? I mean, what did you like? I mean, honestly, I have to go with the William LaRue Weller. I mean, it's not fair. When are they going to do a Pappy barrel strength? Never.
You know, that's a good question. I think we should maybe get William Van Winkle on the podcast and talk to him about it.
That is something that's left. Also, I believe Drew is down there, and he's the blender, and Jamie can help us get Drew on.
Jamie knows him, I think.
Are you flying into Hopkins Airport for the Christmas party? On that Thursday, are you flying into Cleveland, or are you flying into Canton?
I'm going to try to fly into Canton. I hadn't made my reservations yet, so I need to get on that.
Yeah, you do, because that's the 27th coming up quick, and also then I just found out that Brent Elliott wants to do Thursday the 12th as far as the podcast, because his Friday thing was off-site that they told me that he was going to be able to do. So now I'm going to go to my cousin. and somehow get Thursday and Friday off. But you know what? You only live once, and you got to do what you got to do.
Well, let's let little Steve-O take us out of here.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for coming on tonight. Great podcast, Nash.
Yeah.
Decent.
Appreciate everybody watching.
We did all right on YouTube. There's no doubt I was watching, and you were watching. I think we were doing really good.
Yeah.
On
a couple of times
on Facebook. But you know. I
would definitely give the William LaRue Weller but up on a couple of categories.
I think where the LaRue Weller took off and defeated the Van Winkle 12 was the finish. That 17 years opposed to the 12 is not a fair comparison.
The taste too.
I mean, at the 15 year, maybe the 15 year would take it on, right? So maybe we got to get some 15 year.
Yeah. Yep.
That's what we got to do is concentrate on a 15 year. Anybody who knows or could get something reasonable, let us know, because we are interested in family reserve. You know, 100%. The thing about the family reserve and those bottles and the packaging on that, it's just so desirable.
Yep.
And it's not like you can just get it, but maybe we'll get big enough where we'll be able to get some of that stuff.
Sounds good to me.
All right, everybody. www.scotchybourbonboys.com for all things Scotchy Bourbon Boys. Make sure blank pairings, t-shirts like Nash is wearing. I wear it. And then also Bourbon Balls. Check it out.
Yep.
Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and X really pushing all over. But you guys tonight watching on Facebook and YouTube, thank you very much for coming on. Remember, also, we are on all the podcast formats. So if you're driving around, check out Apple, iHeart, Spotify, or whatever you listen on, and listen to the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. But just remember, like, listen, subscribe, comment, and leave really good feedback for us. I'm keep checking it. I'm challenging you guys to write a review for us on Apple or iHeart. We will greatly appreciate it. And remember,
absolutely,
good bourbon and good friends equals good times.
Good times.
Remember, drink responsibly.
Don't drink and drive.
Don't drink and drive, as he says, and live your life uncut and unfiltered. Little Steve-O's going to take us out. Okay.
There he is.
Oh, show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask what. Oh, don't ask what. Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask what. Oh, don't ask what. For if we don't find the next whiskey bar, I tell you we must die. I tell you we must die. I tell you we must die.
Hold on, let me. That was quick. There we go. All right, everybody. Joey DeGrotto asked what our favorite Scotch and what our favorite bourbon is. And my favorite Scotch is Johnny Walker Blue. There's no doubt about it. I do like the McClellans when you're getting into the 20 years. I've had a couple good pours there. And I also like the Dalmore cast strength finishes as far as Scotch goes.
Yeah. I like the Dalmore. I like the Dalmore cast straight finishes. And far as my favorite bourbon always has to be E.H. Taylor single barrel.
My favorite bourbon, I would have to say now, after tonight, honestly, is the William LaRue Weller. That is, I just think.
Well, I thought we were talking about obtainable bourbon.
Well, you said your favorite. This is it. We tasted it tonight. It's right in my this Van Winkle 12-year-old.
See, I keep saying E.H. Taylor single barrel, but it's actually evolved too because I like old Carters. The old Carter bourbons. They're fantastic too.
Like right up there. I would like to put Batch 9 up against William LaRue Weller, but there's not much left in that bottle, is there?
Nope. Not in this one. No.
What do you this one? You got more?
You know I don't drink down on the bottle without having a backup.
How do you fly with bottles? You can tell them how you do that because you really don't fly with bottles.
Actually, you have to pack them in your under, car in your check-in bag. Okay. Another thing is that you have to shrink wrap the top very good, so it makes sure that it doesn't pop or blow the cork when it depressurizes. And also, you want to put it in a bubble wrap pack. So that's just to make sure, because they sling the hell out of them bags, they toss them, chunk them, I think probably a couple of those guys stomp on them from time to time. because suitcases catch as hell. And so if you're gonna fly with some bottles, my best advice, and I have, and all of mine have always made it right through, haven't they?
But you don't fly with a lot of bottles. You might come up and bring a couple,
but usually you ship them to me.
Yeah.
I get my Christmas package with all the stuff wrapped before Christmas, and then we do our.
I have a reliable authorized shipping company that's allowed to ship alcohol. Ship them to
whatever. It's like that. This is 2024, my friend. Don't worry about it.
The best way, like I say, is to take good shrink wrap it real good, top, bottom, all the way around, and then put it in a bubble wrap pack, or wrap it in some bubble wrap, and then
also drive home. When you come up here, you drive home because you know the bottles are going to get unruly.
Yeah, that's another thing, because when I fly up, I always drive home, and wind up coming back with more than what I flew up with.
Oh, that's excellent. Joey says his wife's cousin brings up white Hennessy every Christmas.
Oh, wow. What a treat.
Yep. And then
wonderful cognac.
Well, Matt's trying to get at that if you're going to fly into Cleveland, he wants you to stop by.
Oh, I know. That's what I was thinking, but that would be like Thursday morning. And
if you go in,
I probably wouldn't make it out of Cleveland if I stopped by Matt's.
Oh, well, maybe I'll meet you up there. We can meet at Matt's.
I know, because I really need to get by Matt's. I've been promising them.
I know. Maybe I'll head up to Matt's that morning, and we'll meet there a certain time. You could check out his place, and then we'll. He has a distillery right around the corner, right, Matt? If I'm not mistaken, I think it's called Iron something, or there's a distillery right around the corner. Maybe we can that Thursday meet up with him. He's told me about it, and they do releases, and it's right by his house. So we also could stop off maybe at the new Cleveland whiskey company, because you stopped off there that one time.
Yeah,
and they're, I believe, in their new place.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Let's when I went in,
it's called River
in that real small place.
It's called River Roots.
River Roots.
So maybe we could, run around Cleveland Thursday and then come back down.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I'll Uber up there and you can drive us home.
Yeah. That'll cost you.
All right.
Hey guys, I got to get out of here. Because, like I say, a lot of stuff was going on when I came in, and I got to get some stuff. I got to go to Georgia and North Carolina tomorrow.
Okay. Yep. And with that said, everybody on Facebook, I'm going to end this on Facebook real quick. All right. Thanks everybody tonight for coming.
Cheers, everybody. Appreciate everybody watching.
Great podcast. Thursdays. Actually, right now, CT's picking out the whiskey that we're going to barrel bash. So check us out on Thursdays. All right. Good night, everybody on Facebook. Cheers. All right. Facebook's off. And I'm going to tell you what we did. We did decent. What the heck? We did decent on YouTube. So I'm going to check out on YouTube. Better than last time.
All right, Big Migs.
All right.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers. All right. Good night, everybody on Facebook.
All right. You already said that. We're talking YouTube now.
Yes. Good night, everybody on YouTube.
Good night, Joey.